So I get this question a lot. Hey Henry, should I go get my real estate license? I want to become an investor. Who makes the most money? Which path should I take? Let's figure it out. All right, so I get this question a lot. Should I go get my real estate license? I want to be a real estate investor. Who makes the most money? What should I do? Let me answer it for you. So in my personal experience, and from all the friends that I know, and I have some friends who own hundreds of millions of dollars of real estate, and this man behind me owns billions of dollars, but I want you to know there's also a lot of money to be made as a real estate agent, but I want to break down the facts, the figures, why you should get licensed as an agent, and why you shouldn't if you just want to be an investor. Because look, they're very, very different businesses / careers, and I want to make sure you get your license for the right reason. So let's talk about it. I want you to know first and foremost, as a real estate agent, you can make a lot of money. As an investor, you can make a lot of money. There's also a lot of struggles on both sides. They are basically businesses. As a real estate agent, which you can see from Gary Keller in the Keller Williams book here, he's built out a crazy good model to make $1 million a year as a real estate agent. Then you have Grant Cardone, who owns billions of dollars of real estate as an investor. I can assure you, Grant is making way more money than the average real estate agent, or even some of the top dogs in the real estate world as agents. Most of the time, we all want to become the investor. Just know that having a real estate license can have its pros and cons. Do you need it to become an investor? Absolutely not. Is it okay or nice to have as an investor? Sure. But again, let's break it down. As a real estate agent, you basically have a career. You have a job. And don't get me wrong, it can definitely be a pretty high-paying job, but you're constantly having to go out there to go earn more money, earn more commissions, bring in more revenue to the business. You don't have really any residual income. Even if you are a broker, if somebody leaves, that money goes away and they still have to go out and find business. There's not really a residual income. When you're an investor who owns the property that the realtors are trying to sell, you have the ability to make residual income. I say it like this. For me, I aspire and have always aspired to become a real estate investor. My family owns a lot of property. I've seen how much it's changed my family's life. Real estate, just like a lot of investments, can really change the legacy of a family. Just realize that being a realtor has really nothing to do with being an investor. It has nothing to do. It's two completely different businesses, careers, jobs, whatever way you want to look at it. But a lot of realtors forget that because you're a realtor, you have an inside track, or can have an inside track, depending on who you're talking to on a daily basis, to help you find great deals. Where if you have an investor mindset like I do, and where I want to be where Grant is in a few years, not 2 years, but owning billions and billions of dollars worth of real estate is my aspiration as well. The way I planned on getting there, to earn money, because you do have to have some decent money as an investor. You can't have zero. Yes, you can use other people's money like a lot of people have, but most of the time for a lot of decent deals, you want to be a part of it at a high level. You typically want to have some of your own cash. Again, I can teach you how you can buy property without any money of your own. I want you to realize I'd like you to focus on earning a decent income, because listen, if you're using other people's money to do deals, which is extremely valuable for down the road because a lot of people do it, I want you to know that there's not a ton of money that could be left on the table for you a lot of the time, especially when you're just starting off doing small deals. I use real estate as a way for me to earn cash, save cash, so that I can take my cash and then invest it in the real estate assets that I'm helping other people buy. And especially if it's a great deal, I get my first choice, right? I'm the first buyer that can come into the deal. For those of you who are thinking about getting your license, what are your 5 or 10-year goals? Because if you're looking for a high-paying job, then real estate as an agent can be really fruitful. If you're looking for long-term investment strategies or a long-term wealth building strategy, I would suggest being an investor. I want you to see this as you can do both. See it as doing both, because listen, if you're getting into the real estate world as an agent to build a business and get a high-paying job and then you don't buy any real estate, I better smack you, to be honest, because I think you're just being silly. You're watching other people build wealth, long-term wealth, that's going to change their families' lives forever, and you could have bought it yourself if you were able to save and invest it properly. We all want to be on this side of the coin. We all want to and should want to aspire to be the investor. I want you to stop looking at being a real estate agent as the end-all, be-all. Can you make a few thousand to tens of thousands, in some cases hundreds of thousands of dollars in commissions on one deal? Of course. But I want you to know, if you're an agent, and whatever you're making in commissions, depending on your price point, after that one deal, the money stops. There's no more money coming in. You got to go out and find the next deal. But if you're the investor, right, where I buy rental properties, where there's cash flow every month for the rest of his life, for the rest of my life, it's definitely not going to be substantial to begin with, but it builds. And it builds, especially, look, if you can take your high-paying job as a real estate agent, or really any other high-paying job that you have, and you save your money correctly, and you invest it correctly into rental property, you would be shocked as to how much money that can eventually turn into. End all be all, if you want to be a real estate agent, it's a high-paying job, or can be a high-paying job. It's a career, it's a job, and you have to go out and keep finding new business. As an investor, it's a long-term wealth-building strategy. So no matter if you get your license or not, this is not about you getting your license or not, but it's the decision of which side of the coin do you want to be on. I always, always, always recommend you work towards being the investor. It is the best long-term move that you can make for yourself and for your family in the future. Being a real estate agent might make you a few $100,000 a year, or for some millions, or for most, 40 grand. Again, you just have a job. Possibly a high-paying job that you can then, in turn, invest it into the real estate you should have been buying all along. Look, I hope this video helps. I want you to know I'm on my way to becoming, hopefully, another Grant Cardone. That's my goal, like I told you before. And listen, comment down below with your experiences in the real estate world, what questions you have, and I'd love to try to help you out and create some video content in the future that can answer some of your questions. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.